2024 has been the year of extremes, the hottest year on record, record-breaking ocean temperatures and rising atmospheric CO2 levels. Leaders and experts gathered in Singapore this week to address the pressing challenge of climate change at the Milken Institute Asia Summit. And CNA's Rani Samtani spoke to some of them about where they think we stand on climate action and where we need to step up our game.
August was the 15th consecutive month of record-high global temperatures. That's probably why the key message from policymakers and experts here at the Milken Institute Asia Summit has been that climate change is not a distant threat. It is an imminent crisis that demands our immediate action.
We're almost on the front lines of climate change.
We're in the midst of a climate breakdown. Because we haven't maybe faced a climate catastrophe directly, we don't realize how close we are to the breakdown.
Planetary warming and extreme weather are impacting people worldwide. Rising temperatures, melting ice, and wildfires have worsened in recent years. In April, temperatures at the Great Barrier Reef soared to a 400-year high.
We're really in untold times with regards to how some of these ecosystems are surviving and are able to survive. I think what I'm excited about is we've moved on globally from is climate change real or not, which is great, and we've moved on from who got us here, which industries are to blame.
Every second breath that you take or that I take we can thank the oceans for that. Anytime there are wildfires out there, or that essentially the oceans is that carbon capture, the carbon sink of those emissions. And so it might not be top of mind for folks in terms of understanding that really the oceans are the ones that are going to protect us in the long run.
The Asia Summit this year put climate action in the spotlight, with members of government, the private sector, and experts discussing various ways to tackle this global issue, where we are falling short, and what more needs to be done.
I think what we're finding on the Great Barrier Reef is that people are really fatigued about big announcements of millions of dollars for things. They're really over motherhood statements. Politicians seem to like a short cycle. What can I achieve in 3 years? This is a long game. We have a 26-year window to do this. So we need sustained strategic investment, and we need to take the public on a journey. I don't think they want to know that we've got a cure, but they want to understand progress. We've got to have an honest, authentic conversation with the public and take them on the journey and inspire them to do their part.
The first thing is to really know where we are with the climate crisis, right? And data-driven, evidence-based climate action plans where they're able to look at, okay, this is the kind of heat, this is the kind of droughts, and how do we address that? So that's number one, because you can't manage what you can't measure, right? The second thing is ensuring that there is a complete paradigm shift in our governance. We cannot anymore look at governance and climate separately. It has to be one. Everything needs to include climate as a lens, and that is when we can really deliver the urgent action that we need.
Expectations for climate action usually grow leading up to the annual UN-led climate talks, with COP29 happening in Baku, Azerbaijan in November. Delegates and decision makers will discuss paying for climate finance and a loss and damage fund, but will also be under pressure to do even more on the mitigation side of things, reducing emissions, for example, while at the same time sharing ideas on how populations worldwide can adapt to the changes this planet is facing and will continue to face for years to come. Rani Samtani, CNA, Singapore.